Hi, fans of high quality entertainment. It's time to create the Beatles' White Album as one single album. Even though, like most of you out there, I love it as just the way it is. But there's certain people like George Martin, the producer, who stated that he thought it should have been just one album. But I disagree. I love everything about the White Album. I even enjoy Revolution 9, believe it or not. And so, this is just fun to do. And, everybody has different opinions. If you're just going to make one album, like which songs do you choose and which songs do you leave off? Of course, it's easy to, you leave Revolution 9 off because it is a single album. But the way I've done this twice before. It's just fun to do once every few years and try and perfect it or make it worse. And I've also on my Patreon, I've made the video public. If you want to listen, I've actually made an album out of this, what I'm about to show you. And so the songs flow into each other. And so some of the things I decided to do this time was you can't have Back in the USSR as the opening track, and you can't have Good Night as the closing track. You can still include those songs, but they can't be the opening and closing track. You have to include one Ringo song because, for most of the Beatles albums, Ringo sings at least one song. And you have to include two George Harrison songs because there were four on the two albums of the White Album. And so you split that in half. You have to include two George Harrison songs. And then also kind of make it even for the John and Paul songs. So as you can see, for side one, side two, side three, side four, they were 23 minutes, 22 minutes, 22 minutes, and 24 minutes in a few seconds. The total time was 93 minutes and 33 seconds for the stereo version. The mono version was 5 seconds shorter because it didn't include, I've got blisters on my fingers. But I'm going by the stereo version, of course. So I've created a single White Album. Side one is 22 minutes, 18 seconds, and side two is 23 minutes and 12 seconds. And like I said, I'll have a link if you want to listen to the full album and tell me what you think. I'll have it in the pinned comment below. And, of course, somebody's going to be upset. Oh, you didn't include this song or that song. This is just, first of all, my personal choices. And yes, I've left off some damn great songs, but I had to, cut the White Album in half. Just for the fun of them. So here we go. So there's the cover that I made up in Photoshop in about 2 minutes. That would actually be not the Beatles 68. That, don't even need that. Just the picture of the Beatles. That would make for a pretty interesting album cover. So my album wouldn't be called the White Album. It would be called Beatles 68. So side one would start. Remember, you can't start it with Back in the USSR, even though that's a great opening track. So I've started with Birthday. What a great rockin' track. I actually listened to the White Album a couple nights ago, and I always, listen to the whole album, but for some reason I started on side three, and it really hit me starting it on side three how how rockin' that's, I've always kind of known it, but side three includes Birthday, Your Blues, Everybody's Got Something to Hide Except Me and My Monkey, and Helter Skelter. Four rockin' tracks. And then, there's three other ones. Sexy Sadie, Mother Nature's Son, and Long, Long, Long. I love all seven of those songs, and I think it's one of the greatest Beatles sides. I think I even love it more than side one. Okay, so Birthday, followed by Back in the USSR. And if you listen to my on Patreon, it just flows into Back in the USSR. So two rockin' tracks to start the album. And then another heavy track, Your Blues. Time to slow it down with Blackbird, of course. Got to include Blackbird on if it's just one album. And then Dear Prudence. I like the, you try and when you try and create the one album, White Album, you try and make it flow. You don't just throw the songs on. So I put some thought into this, believe it or not. And then I'm So Tired. I think some people might not include I'm So Tired on their one disc or even Your Blues, but I love all of the White Album songs. And then ending the side strongly with While My Guitar Gently Weeps. I should have left that off as a joke. So that's side one. Pretty good side. Just imagine if that came out. I think it would be pretty impressive. Okay, we're on to side two. And remember, I've got to choose one Ringo song and two George songs. So side two starts with Happiness is a Warm Gun, followed by Rocky Raccoon, which I understand, some people might not pick, but I'm also thinking of the variety of the album and, having a fun song like that on. And I chose that over Obla-Dee Obla-Da because George, Ringo, and John, I don't think that's one of their favorite Paul songs. But I love it. Rocky Raccoon is followed by, yes, Don't Pass Me By. I actually really love the song now. I used to always, like it a lot. But I guess with the remix, I just have a new appreciation for it. And so I only had two choices. It was either Good Night or Don't Pass Me By. And like I said, I couldn't end the album with Good Night. So it wouldn't really work to have Good Night in the middle of the album. And like I said, I love Don't Pass Me By. So a bit of a country-ish song on the Beatles album. Followed by Cry Baby Cry. I think a very underrated song. I think it'll stand out more, with it like this. And of course, George Harrison's Long, Long, Long. So the two I didn't choose were Savoy Truffle and Piggies. But like I said, I love all four of those songs. But my two favorites are Long, Long, Long and While My Guitar Gently Weeps. Two more to go. Everybody's got something to hide except me and my monkey. Another hard rockin' track. So yeah, lots of rockers on this one disc album. And how do I end the album? What song do you think is missing that should be included? That's right. Helter Skelter. I've got blisters on my fingers. That'd be, a pretty cool way to end the one disc White Album. And that is it. So like I said, you can listen to it on Patreon just for the fun of it. Just imagine if, this came out in 1968 instead of the double disc White Album. And yeah, it's just fun to do. I might even do it again in 2 or 3 years. And, it always changes too. But I think that's it. Yeah. So I would love your thoughts in the comments section below. And what songs, because I'm missing your 16 songs, 16 great, or at least 15, not including Revolution 9. There's 15 pretty darn good songs missing. I even love, stuff like Why Don't We Do It in the Road? I love that. But it was kind of difficult to put together. And like I said, I put quite a bit of thought into it. So what songs would you not include on this? And what songs would you replace them with? I'd really like to know. Thanks for watching. Have a great day. Bye.